Going to move on to the sound portion of the board. Because I'm taking the sound straight from the PWM, we need to clean it up before it comes through the amp, otherwise it sounds absolutely terrible. So what we're going to do is start off with the R4 and R5, which are 270 ohm resistors. We're using 1206 size resistors, which are, some people think, oh my god, these are tiny, but to me they're quite large. It's a bit awkward. It's the only place on the board I could really kind of put them. What I normally do is I'll tin one side, one pad of each of these, and then when we come to put it in, what we need to do, all we're going to do is put that one side down, and then we just tack the other side down. It normally works out alright. So we'll start by just tinning just one side, one pad of each. It's a little blob. Doesn't have to be massive. So we've got all them tinned, and now we're going to start with the 270 ohm resistors. So we can try and get this on. So you want to kind of just get yourself with some tweezers, apply some heat to the solder, let it solidify, and there we go. We'll do the other side, the other one. Just put a bit of heat, put it in place, and there you go. It is as simple as that. It's simple as that. Just takes a little bit of, and then what we do is just add a little blob to the side. And there we are. The resistors are done. Now we're going to move on to the 33 ohm nanofarad capacitors. This is C1? Is it C2? So look into the board. It is. They're both labelled C1 on this, which is, it shouldn't be right, but they are. The next one's up the ladder. Same again, really. Just apply a bit of heat to one side, plop it down, wait till it solidifies, and there you go. It is a bit awkward to get it onto this one because of the HDMI, the mini HDMI connector, but this is why I'm using this soldering iron tip. It's got a little hook on it so you can like hook around things. Same with that really. And there we go, we'll just apply some solder to the other side. There's a little bit of ski with that one actually, should we try and straighten it up? Like if you do manage to get it a ski whiff, you can just apply some more heat to the side solder. That's why I use one side, because then if something does go wrong you can just move it without having to try and heat both sides up, and you know how hard that can be. So what we'll do is just apply some more solder to the other side, just a little bit, and same again on the side, and there we go. Now we're going to move on to the next resistor set, which is the 150 ohm resistors. Again in the same size, 1206. We've already tinned that, so we're going to just try and, it is awkward again of the placement, but we'll try our best. That's that one in. It's always best to use some tweezers. It doesn't kind of really matter if your resistor is upside down, like because the back of it is white and then you got the other side which is, oh god, which has got the marking on it. But just to be nice and efficient, so later on someone might look at your board and go, why have you put the wrong resistor on? And you can look and see that it is actually the right one. Then we go to apply some solder to the side. And then we need the last resistors, which are 10 microfarad. And we'll just apply some heat. I'll grab tombstone that one. That's it, and the other one. At the top. Strain it up. I had to leave a big space around this post here because of the post on the Game Boy was in the way. Usually with these ones I normally have like another board, like a sub board, that would have already put these on and then I can just plop that down, but I didn't really have enough space, so I just had to have them on randomly around. So yeah, we've got them. We've got your capacitors already in place, your resistors. Now we need to add the amp board in. Same again really, I'll just change my soldering tip. Living dangerously, changing it while it's hot. Obviously using a pair of pliers, because I'm not that mad. So whilst that heats back up again, we'll put our amp board on. As you can see, the only one way it can go. We've got the 3, the 2, and then the 2 on the bottom. And we're just going to solder that in place. This again, I've taken this off another board. I managed to recycle all the stuff from the last dead board to this one. A bit of hot air, a bit of patience. So what we'll do now, what I'll do is, like I said before, if you're going to anchor one, don't go with your ground pin. I'm going to go with this, which is one of the signal pins. Just line it up like that, slide it over the top, make sure it's kind of lined up all over it, and then we'll just solder that down. Stuck one side, and then the bottom we'll go with the positive coming out, because like I say again, you don't want to go with the ground. Kind of hold it down whilst it solidifies, and there we go. And now the rest of it can just be done. Just add a little bit more solder to it. And again, you can kind of see it like bubbling out a little bit. You can see that. Just go around all of them. Just really let it sit for a couple of seconds just whilst it gets the heat, because then the heat will travel down to the pad below and wet it, and then it gets stuck on nicely. Go back up, do these last two ones, and then the sound portion of this board. Other than the speaker, obviously, the sound top part of it will be done. That's it. We'll test that out later when everything else is, the bottom part is done.